all have heard the saying, April showers bring May flowers. And now that we are in May, we're getting into the little bit of talking about flowers and when we can actually plant them because they are so beautiful.
Yes.
And joining us right now is Lisa from Attas, and we're by some annuals. And everyone kind of has a different opinion on when you should start planting things into the ground, but you know, there are a lot of things that we need to keep in mind, especially now that we live here in Michigan. So let's talk a little bit about those annuals. As pretty as they are, when can we really start planting those into the ground?
Well, that's the thing. As pretty as they are, in the ground temperature is what you want to keep in mind. As sunny as some of these May days are, it does not mean that it's going to be warm at night, and it doesn't mean the ground has warmed up. So for annual plants like this, the flowering plants, you're really looking at once the ground temperature is 65 or 70. Not everybody has a soil thermometer. So
No.
I would say you're safe after Memorial Day. And I know it seems like such a long ways away, but really that our frost-free date in Michigan is mid-May to May 20th.
Wow.
That's the average, so they can come later than that. We're going to knock on wood. It's not going to this year.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to spend that money and your time and do all that for it to freeze.
Right. But if people are itching to have those, you know, beautiful potted flowers out, they can have them out, but they might have to do a little bit of work at night.
Absolutely. If you want plants and some color out on your patio right now, definitely put them in pots and enjoy that outside. But if you see the temperature dipping down at night, you're just going to want to bring them in just to cover them. Otherwise, you're kind of losing that those extra few days you've gained.
Right, exactly. So it's a little bit of thought process, which kind of makes it fun for those thinkers out there. You got to do a little bit of thinking before, as you color your yard or your patios, as you're saying. But you know, when we do start thinking about planting, if we do want to start putting things into the ground, if people are antsy about that, some certain seeds in terms of vegetables, we can do that, right?
Absolutely. You could be doing peas and kale and spinach. All things like that. You could do your potatoes. It's the peppers, squash, tomatoes. They really need to be toward the very end of the month, beginning of June.
Okay, so same schedule as these beautiful flowers.
Yes.
Gotcha. So of course, with the flowers and the plants and the vegetables, we need soil, of course.
Right.
And there are different kinds of soil and dirt out there. And for those that aren't soil savvy, what are some of the differences or the kinds that we need to think about?
Well, you want to look for, there's a difference between something you're going to put in the ground and in a pot. And if you're putting it in the ground, topsoil, compost, those are the words you're looking for. When you are going to put something in a pot, you're looking for something that says mix, potting mix, vegetable mix. Those are things, they're soilless. They're going to be lighter so that it isn't going to turn into a big clump, which is what will happen if you put topsoil in a pot.
Yes. Attention to detail is the lesson we are learning for sure. And of course, if people have any questions or need to talk through some of these things, because every garden, every yard is different, they can always come here or talk to you over the phone.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and
anytime.
It's super easy because this has only been a few minutes and I've learned so much, even if it is basic. So thank you so much for always letting us stop by.
Absolutely.